Stop, Mom.
Nasa gano'n. Ba?
Why is everybody so quiet? Everybody
Well,
should
I think the same thing, Kareem. It's just like when I had a 10th grade homeroom one time. I made a mistake. They all sat and looked at me for 2 days. And then I thought, y'all can talk. I never got another word in the whole year.
Everybody's muted. Everybody's muted.
I know.
I'm here. I just did it.
Well, welcome everybody. I hope everybody's had a good day.
Yeah.
It's time to get our town hall started tonight. I see our faculty's beginning to drift in from our faculty meeting that we had a few minutes ago. I see some of our former students who are coming back. I see there's Dr. Stedman. He's the 601 add-on guru, and Dr. Bullis, I see him there. So we're represented by both our 601 masters and our 601 add-on faculty. They're here. I see our faculty coming in. So if you'd mute yourself, we'll go ahead and get started. I see Dr. Hamilton. So welcome. I'm Dale Hamilton, Webb. You have come to the town hall for new students. You have negotiated or navigated the maze of admission to get here with us. I know that that's going to be the most difficult thing. So you've already achieved, you've already done the hardest thing, which was to get admitted and get in classes. I hate to say that, but it's just the truth. It seems like that's a major ordeal nowadays. But again, thank you and welcome. We're glad you're with us tonight. I'll move on and be brief. Again, I want to point out we have our Mel 601 faculty that will be working with you this semester. I see Dr. Stedman. I'm going to go to him for a brief word. Dr. Stedman leads the group with Dr. Hamilton, Dr. Revis, and Dr. Crawford that works with 601 add-on licensure folks. And I see Dr. Bullis. I don't know that Dr. Church is with us. Dr. Bullis is here representing the master's program. So Dr. Stedman, welcome to you.
Well, welcome to this new phase of your educational journey, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. Been working with this program for approximately 9 years now with Dr. Lamb. He trained me, so if I do anything wrong, we'll go back and we'll blame him for it. And you'll find that he blames me for a lot over the semester, and I can turn around and blame him back. But anyway, we have a good time with it. We work hard, but we do try to have a good time while we're helping you learn and engage in this next step in your life. look forward to working with you. Dr. Revis and I will be working with our two groups tomorrow, and then Dr. Hamilton and Dr. Crawford will be working with their groups as well. So we look forward to meeting you tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock when we actually begin our work.
All right. So thank you, Dr. Stedman. Dr. Hamilton is here. Dr. Hamilton, do you have a word?
A word, Dr. Lamb.
A word.
Welcome. Thank you so much for choosing Gardner-Webb University. We are so excited for you as you embark upon this journey in your life. I think you will always, always be happy that you did this. School administration is some of the best and finest work that there is. And so this is a wonderful program. I came through this program when I got my master's degree a long time ago. And I was trained under Dr. Lamb and Dr. Stedman, so I have two people to blame.
Yeah.
But just bear with us. We are all in here together, and just know that this is a very supportive group. We are here for you. We are here to help you. And we do appreciate you choosing us and giving us the opportunity to work with you. Call us anytime.
Thank you, Dr. Hamilton. Is Dr. Revis with us? I don't see that she's here on my screen.
She could not be here, Dr.
Okay.
Lamb.
And so Dr. Crawford, I don't know, Jamal, are you here? Anyway, a wonderful faculty. Dr. Bullis is here. I know he's got duck out briefly, but Dr. Bullis is here. He and Dr. Church and Dr. Todd work with our regular masters. Dr. Bullis is here, so a word of welcome from Dr. Bullis. Joe?
Hey everybody, it's good to see you all virtually this evening. This is my 14th year as an adjunct with Gardner-Webb, actually a product of the graduate school and the doctoral school. I was in the first ever doctoral cohort for Gardner-Webb, and so I enjoyed it so much I begged them to give me a job as an adjunct, and I don't know if any of the other faculty was here when I came out, so I don't have anybody to blame but myself if I mess up. So I look forward to that. Dr. Church and I will be meeting with you Wednesday. I'll be joining the first couple of sessions with Dr. Church, and I will be your clinical coach internship supervisor, and so we'll give you more information about that as we meet this week, and looking forward to it. Hope you all have a great evening. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Dr. Bullis. And to kind of wrap up, I see Dr. Worrell is with us tonight, works with our groups. Dr. Ramsey, and if I don't see, I see Dr. Sanders, who is full-time faculty as well. Dr. Stone, full-time faculty. So we have full-time faculty, Dr. Stone, Sanders, and I, and we have about 31 adjuncts who are engaged, either retired school administrators or engaged school administrators still. Dr. Bullis and Dr. Church are both still currently serving administrators. Dr. Hamilton, principal in Wilmington. Dr. Crawford, Jamal Crawford, is principal in High Point. So we have a good mix of retired full-time faculty of the university, retired central office people, all of them who have been principals or and current superintendents and principals. We have a good mix of those that will be working with you. This is a personal service program. You can go elsewhere. You could have paid less for somebody else. You pay us for the personal service. And so that kind of leads me into the agenda for the evening. And so we'll start with that at this time. I'll share my screen. Back to the agenda. Again, welcome to our town hall for the evening. You're either involved in a 36-hour master's program with 5 6-hour courses and 6 hours of clinical internship, or you're involved in our add-on licensure program, which is 24 hours, which is 18 hours of coursework. MELS 601, 603, and 605. and 6 hours of clinical work. So I need for everyone to understand that we have two platforms that we work in. We work in both Blackboard and TaskStream. Blackboard is for Gardner Webb. It's for you to get your grades in your classes, because all of you have to pass your classes. You either have 5 classes as a master's student or 3 as an add-on licensure. And all that work is captured in Blackboard. We then further extend that out to TaskStream, which is the repository for all of your clinical work, your evidences, your competency folio of artifacts. That's where that work will eventually, that we do in Blackboard, eventually resides in TaskStream for licensure and accreditation program purposes. Whether you're in the add-on licensure or whether you're in the master's program, you're here for a license. And so we have to meet the requirements from departments of public instruction and from accreditation in order for you to get that license. And that work is housed in TaskStream. You say, well, Dale, what is TaskStream? Well, it's a platform. It's not, we don't teach in it like we do in Blackboard, or like many of you use Canvas. It's more of a repository where work is uploaded and graded for state assessment. And so I will be doing a TaskStream town hall for you folks. Your first level of training will be, we roll to the end, TaskStream training will be on Thursday, January the 28th. And so until that time, we're going to refer to TaskStream, but please don't worry. We're going to train you. You will have an account, your own private account, that is a repository for your work that will be submitted at the end of your program for your license. I will train you in TaskStream, and we will start on the 28th. So until that time, we will be working exclusively this month and the first part of next month in Blackboard. So let's go back and look at what our requirements are going to be in Blackboard. My assumption is that you folks are either familiar with Blackboard or Canvas. It's the same kind of program. We use Blackboard here at Gardner Webb. And so let's go through your requirements for your first semester. For your regular 5-semester master's program, you have your MEL 601.
What was your order?
Shell.
Yes, can I have a number 7, please, with extra tartar sauce?
You want the meal?
Yes.
Okay. You said extra tartar sauce?
Yes.
Okay. Let me mute the dinner order here. So MEL 601 Blackboard coursework, per your instructor, you have discussion boards in that class shell, you have assignment, you have case studies, you have evidence work, and the peer reviews that go with that. We have 6 evidences that we will all do that make up that TaskStream DRF electronic portfolio for state licensure. Whether you're, regardless of the state you're in, you have to do those 6 evidences. And so the first of those 6 evidences is the APSL, AAPSL. That is the acronym for the first of those. Analysis and action plan for student learning. That's what the AAPSL starts at. You'll form a PLC, do a data dive, and put together an action plan to help improve instruction at your school. It will eventually, at the end of the semester, end up in your DRF portfolio in TaskStream. We do not work in TaskStream. We work in Blackboard. We do peer review and instructor review and coach review and editing. We do all that in Blackboard. It will eventually be due in TaskStream, but again, we don't work in TaskStream. It's simply a repository for our work. This semester, you will do a competency analysis at the end of the semester in that's kind of a reflection on the work that you have done this semester in Blackboard. It's due in TaskStream. Again, it's a repository for our final work and reflections, and you'll do dispositional behaviors. Now, after I work with you in late January and through the early February to get you up to speed on TaskStream, I'll have you do your first disposition at that time as a test of the system. And so, again, Don't worry about TaskStream right now, but everything will eventually be migrated there, but we don't work there. And then you will do 12 of your artifacts in your competencies, in your competency folio, which is a separate folio in TaskStream that I will teach you how to build. So that's what you folks have to do this semester. It sounds like a lot. It is a lot. But we're here to support you. Don't run yet. Everything will be fine. For you, those of you in the 3-semester add-on licensure program, you have the same things due this semester as the master's program, with the exception you have twice as much work due in TaskStream. You have 2 evidences. You have the AppSell and the AppTel due this semester. Since you're in an accelerated 3-semester program, you have to do 2 evidences this semester. You have to do one for student learning and teacher leadership and empowerment. But we walk you through all of that. We do additional sessions on Thursdays, classes Tuesdays, Thursdays. We will work you through all those, and you have to do a whole round of competencies in your TaskStream folio at the end of the semester. And so let me be clear about classes and attendance. This is not a correspondence course. This leads to licensure, and so we don't do correspondence. We will come online with you. Your classes will meet every Tuesday nights generally, and have work sessions a second time during the week. Usually on Thursday nights, I'll be a part of the work sessions. I don't teach 601, but I'll be with you. I follow along with it. I generally show up in your classes on Tuesday and are at your sessions on Thursday. And you said, well, we thought this was an asynchronous program. It is. Attendance is not required at anything. You can watch the videos that we post to YouTube and send you the link. If you want to be successful, I would make sure that I tried to come to the live sessions. They're not required, but we find that folks that attend live and participate live on Tuesdays and Thursday nights tend to do a whole lot better in the program. Our attendance usually runs about 90%, and about 10% just watch the videos later. But this is not, again, a correspondence course. Work at your own pace. You have to stay up with your classmates. You have peer reviews. You have to be an actual clinical intern. You're doing some work in your school along with your regular job. That is a requirement for licensure. You can't attend correspondence courses and get licensure in North or South Carolina. You can get a degree or you can get a certificate, but you can't get licensed. You have to actually follow along the process to make sure. So I have students all the time who ask me, do I have to come? No, you don't have to. You can watch the video. We'll get the videos out to you night of. Like tonight, this video of this session now will be out by 10 o'clock tonight. It'll be posted on YouTube. We'll email you the link. You can either watch and join in live, or you can watch the video later. But if you don't keep up with your classes, you won't make it because of peer reviewing and keeping up with your work. This is a writing intensive program. These evidences are very writing intensive. It's like doing national boards, except more. Every 2 evidences is like 1 national board in terms of the length of the material. Your first evidence will be between 60 and 100 pages long, written in APA 7th edition. Don't worry, we'll train you on that as well. We have Dr. Bishop from the library. He's going to meet with you and do 2 training sessions on how to write in 7th APA. The good news is for those folks of you who are in the master's program, when you get through with this program, you'll be well prepared to write your dissertation when you join our doctoral program down the road. And for any of you add-on or regular, many of you in the add-on already have doctorates, and so this should be a breeze for you folks. It'll just be a review. For those of you in the master's program who eventually will go to the doctoral program, it will be a very good training. This is the time to learn it now. Don't wait till you're in your doctoral program before you learn to write and learn APA. So you will get all that training this semester and next as well. So when we talk about the folks who will be working with you, I introduced them. You saw Dr. Ramsey, he's one of our CC1s. We have people, when I talked about adjuncts having 31 scattered across North and South Carolina, there's a reason why we all don't live in the same place. These folks are there to come out and visit with you. Now, prayers for all of you through COVID. So right now we have suspended our school visits to your school, but eventually, hopefully, we'll get back to the point where we visit your school within the 3 weeks. So since we can't visit now, what we will do is we'll do a virtual visit with you and your principal in the first 3 weeks of this semester. That person will be what's called a clinical coach 1. They'll get in touch with you via email, so be looking for your email. The list will be distributed tomorrow, and they'll have emails out no later than Wednesday of this week, inviting you to a Zoom session with them. Normally, they would be scheduling a meeting at your school. But they'll make this initial virtual site visit, and at that time, they'll confirm that you have a site supervisor there at your school, one of the administrators at your school or at the central office has agreed to work with you and be your mentor. And they'll go over the requirements for those people from the clinical handbook. They just really have to check on your clinical hours, your internship hours. We do all of the rest. They just monitor your activities. We have a series of activities that we have suggested for you. It's in that clinical handbook to get your hours of clinical internship at your school while you're an intern there. And they'll pick up and do a little more of the work that I'm doing tonight to introduce you to some things. And that will be, then they will turn you over to the next person who works with you, who is the clinical coach 2 that's paired with your class. So as a review, your clinical coach 1 who will make a contact with you this week and have a virtual meeting with you starting next week, a one-on-one virtual to answer your questions, your concerns, to talk with your principal about their responsibilities. That person, they don't do any comments or reviewing in Blackboard or TaskStream. They're your personal coach that's there for you and your issues, what you need. That's what they're there for. They live somewhere near you, within an hour's drive of you. So if need be, you can meet personally, face to face. As I was talking about tonight, I'm in Lake Norman, between Charlotte and Statesville. Dr. Stedman was talking to you from St. Paul's down in the Lumberton, Fayetteville area. Dr. Hamilton was talking to you from Wilmington. Dr. Talent's up in the Catawba region. Later this week, I will go back. I'll be staying in the western North Carolina area. I cover the counties in upstate South Carolina, Greenville, Spartanburg, Gaffney area, Blacksburg, up through Polk and Rutherford in North Carolina. Dr. Revis gets folks up in Henderson and Buncombe and out that way, down through Anderson, South Carolina. Dr. Ramsey covers all of northeastern North Carolina from Rocky Mount to Moyock, if you know where that is. We've got folks, Steve Marie covers the I-85 from the I-40 corridor of the state down through Durham, Asheboro. We've got Dr. Stone up in Caldwell. We've got folks in Raleigh. We've got folks everywhere. Dr. Zayon, excuse me. She's down in Myrtle Beach, Pawleys Island, Florence. Dr. Robertson Mark covers down through Columbia, South Carolina. We've got somebody near you that can come and be with you if needed. That's what these folks do. And so you will be hearing from them in the next couple of days. They will then turn you over once they have got you where you need to be this semester. They'll turn you over, and you will have a clinical coach 2 that's paired with your instructor in your class. For example, for my class this semester, I have a couple of classes. Dr. Jolly and Dr. Dr. Caton and Dr. Maragville will be working with me and my students. For you folks this semester, Dr. Bullis is your clinical coach. He works with either Dr. Todd or Dr. Church, so you will have him. Dr. Revis, Hamilton, Crawford, and Stedman, they all work together, and they trade off and coach one another students. We have some folks, all they do is just coach. I train new folks. I've got 2 new folks this time, not in 601. We have a number of folks who coach. They work most specifically with you and your task stream portfolio. They coach your entire class. So what they're working with is you on your evidence work. They give you feedback on your task. They review them. They help keep you on track on your peer reviews of your evidence work, of the AppSell this semester and the AppTell for those you add-ons. And so they're your work person. You can call them, you can email them, they'll give you feedback within 24 hours, no matter when it is. It will work with you on your work. As where the clinical coach 1 works with you on your clinical placement at your school, getting your activities done there. Your clinical coach 2 works with you on your task stream portfolio. Because when you apply for your license, you've got to have your coursework, you've got to have your clinical hours, and you've got to have your task stream portfolio. So we've got people that work specifically with you in those areas. Remember, you pay more, but we're a one-stop shop. You get everything here. You get your coursework, you get your clinical hours, and you get your task stream portfolio with us. So we have people who work specifically with you on those items to make sure that you are successful. The graduation or the on-time completion rate in this program is 94.5%. And there's a reason why. You've heard how difficult it is now to get through this process and to get a license. We not only do it, but we do it in an accelerated fashion. It costs, but there's a reason why we have all these people working. Now, once you upload your final work to the task stream portfolio, you will have a state-trained assessor that will assess your work. Please understand that assessor, this is double blind. You won't know them, they won't know you. It's nobody that works with you in your program assesses your work. That's a separate group that does that. We can't tell them how to assess you or not assess you. But we will, if there was some reason that your work was sent back for revision, if it was not judged to be at an acceptable level, we do have people who will, your coach will work with you until you get that work to the part where it needs to be. Now, we rarely ever have any work sent back. The only time is usually when students up along the road upload the wrong document, but we're committed to work with you until we get you through that assessment, because there is an assessment of your work, and you must pass that assessment before you get licensed. But we have your clinical coach 2 will work with you to do that. But please don't think that this is an inside deal, that your coach will eventually pass your work. Your coach will not grade your work. You will have an independent assessor that will grade your work at the end. But your coach and your instructor will not, nor I, will not let you upload your work for evaluation until we believe that it will pass. We do not want to see, it's not a rebound back and forth situation. We want work to go to task stream one time. We do not want it is not a collaborative. Task stream is not a collaborative process. It's a repository. Your work goes there to reside at the end, gets evaluated. It's there for North or South Carolina to pick it up when it's time for that to be sent to them to get your license granted. It is not a platform like Blackboard to work. All right, so now check your emails daily starting tomorrow for an email from your clinical coach 1 that will be contacting you to do that virtual meeting with your principal. And then, as I said, I will be training you in task stream on one of your regular Thursday night work sessions at 7 o'clock coming up on the 28th. All right, so I sent you all this agenda for tonight. You can read it as well as I do. I'm not going to sit and read it to you, but this is an overview of the MELS program. The thing that I would say is most important is keeping up. It's staying with your class and keeping up. There's a reason why students are successful or not successful. we wouldn't have let you in if you couldn't do the work. Our standards are pretty high. There's a reason why, you know, our ranking is #1 in North and South Carolina. Our standards are high. We don't take people who can't do the work. You know, we'd rather fix our problem on the front end than try to fix your work on the back end. So if we let you in, we know that you can do the work. But it's up to you to keep up. I know it's a pandemic. There's problems. There's issues. But quite honestly, last spring, when all this hit, our spring group finished well and on time. Everybody finished on time and got through and graduated. The summer group finished on time, and they were, you know, that's a 10-week session. The fall group, our numbers have maintained in terms of folks getting their work done, completing on time. We've had a few that, you know, because of themselves or family or spouses or children, you know, with COVID, we've lost some people, unfortunately, along the way. But folks have done really well. As you have kind of figured out in our business, we've been expected to soldier on. You know, we've been told, you know, and that is the expectation. Teachers, that's what we do. We soldier on. We get it done. You know, that we're here to serve. And so that is what has happened during this time. And so we're continuing to soldier on as well. We've had a lot of folks on this screen who've had it. Some of us who have lost loved ones along the way, but I'm not meaning to minimalize that. But it's a tough program. It's very involved. We know that you're all full-time employees, or we wouldn't let you in that are on the way up. We wouldn't let you in the program. So we know you're busy, but you must make time for this program. You must make time for this program. You got to keep up with your work. You can't put it away for weeks at a time. It's a constant. Now, again, understanding that is the state plan in North and South Carolina. You must be actively engaged all the time. You must be a full-time intern. You must be a full-time student. They won't license you if you don't do a correspondence course where you just work at your own pace kind of thing. That is not part of either state's plan for licensure. So again, you got in this program to get out. Our goal is to get you out in either 3 or 5 semesters. So the way to do that is start with the end in mind. We start out tonight, the very first night, knowing that classes start tomorrow, making the commitment to go to class, keep up, finish in either 3 or 5 semesters according to which program that you're in. You have to make that commitment. It can't be, I'll see how it goes. You got to make the commitment that you're gonna get through this. It's an expensive program to be daddling in. I can tell you that. It costs too much money, but this is a life-changing thing. It can change the trajectory of your life. We've had some of the greatest students I've ever had the pleasure to work with in the last couple of years. And that's one of the things that they will tell us, even the ones who come with us, like some tonight who've already completed their doctorates in our add-on licensure program, that this program has changed their life in terms of their outlook and their future possibilities in this business. You will become a sought-out commodity because of the skills that you will have in terms of technology, Zoom, collaboration, the things that you will learn in this program. Coming through this program, you will become a sought-out commodity in the business. There is no limit other than yourself on where you can go once you get through this program. We are most pleased that, again, 95% of our students complete on time, and of those, we seem to have little or no problem with folks getting jobs once they get through the program, because folks respect the program and you have a skill set. We've been doing online now for close to 10 years. We've been fully online for more than 5 or 5.5. We've been hybrid for 10. Since August of 2010, we've been hybrid. We've been online only since August 2015. We've been online only. There's a process you have to go through to get there. We've gone through all that NCATE and all those things. We switched over and we just completed our CAPE accreditation. So what that means is you can take our degree and our certificate anywhere in the United States and get your license in that state because we are CAPE accredited. Now that means that there's some requirements that we have. You got to come to class. You got to meet with us. Can't be correspondence. You got to do that portfolio that transfers anywhere. That's part of the CAPE. But you can go anywhere and get a job. The furthest away we've had to get a job, I guess, going west is Hawaii. We have had students there, and the furthest east and south, I guess, is Haiti. And so wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, this will take you there. But you know, you have to buy in starting tonight. All right, I see that I'm only 3 minutes over. I've done really well, Dr. Stedman. Y'all know that Dr. Stedman's older than I am.
I figured that was coming.
Yeah, I'd have to get him after he got me tonight. You know that he's actually. How many years is it, Dr. Stedman?
Not quite a month. But that's all right. I'll get my Social Security before you will.
You get yours 3 weeks before me. All right. Well, let's not have to get it yet. Let's try to do a good job this month so we don't have to take it yet.
That's
I'm trying to put mine off as long as possible.
Me too. Dr. Lamb, just want to remind the students, please make sure you check your Gardner Webb email. That in this program, that has to be your preferred email in the program. Check it several times a day. And please, if you get a message from your clinical coach or somebody, please respond immediately. It's very, very important because we cannot move forward with visiting with you and setting up things if you don't respond back to us. So it's very, very important that you reach out to us immediately when you get our messages.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Dr. Stedman. One of our new folks is here tonight, Dr. Maraglia. She's just joined our faculty as an adjunct. She's in the Charlotte area. Her and Dr. Mark Robertson, for many of you in the Charlotte area know Dr. Mark. He's been around for a long time, even back to the era when I was there. They'll be doing some virtual visits. She and he will be doing that in the Charlotte area for those of you who know them. Let's see, Dr. Lisa Barnes. Now, Dr. Barnes works in CMS. Those of you know who Lisa, she won't be doing any virtual visits. She'll be coaching with several of you. She's in the central office there. Let's see, Dr. Jackie Tobias is in Durham. I saw Dr. Tobias earlier tonight. She'll be working with you again. She'll be coaching or teaching you. She's in Durham. Let's see. I know there's 24 more folks that I haven't, and I appreciate that. Dr. Worrell will be working with you once you get to 605. We have faculty kind of work in different areas. Dr. Stedman, Dr. Church, Dr. Hamilton, the group that work with you in 601, work specifically with 601. Dr. Malia Neal, who's principal in Lincoln County, she leads the 602 group. I lead the 603 Law and Finance group. Dr. Anita Sanders, who's with us tonight, leads the curriculum group in 604. And Dr. Steve Stone leads the leadership group in 605. Dr. Worrell is part of his group. And so those are the folks who kind of lead. Dr. Talent works in 603 with me. She's with us tonight. Dr. Massengill, who just left New Hanover and went to, I think, Sampson. He works with us in 603 as well. So there's somebody from somewhere near you. South Carolina, we've got people down there scattered again as well across South Carolina. The whole idea is call on us. We're available. We want to work with you. We want you to be successful. We live our lives through you, especially those of us old retired people. We live our lives through you and your success. Our careers are now your careers. And when you do well, we've done well, and we're appreciative of that. Anything else for the good of the group before we go? You can use the chat function down at the bottom. I didn't tell you that to start with, but as we begin, most of you now are Zoom veterans, unfortunately, from COVID. You know that when you come to your classes, you know, you can talk before class, and then they'll open it up for questions, but you can always use the chat function. Each of our classes, when you come, there will be more than one professor there. One will be leading the class, and the other will be answering your questions on chat as you go. That chat function will always, we have a running dialogue on chat along with what's going on the screen. You can always use that chat function and ask questions, even if you're muted. That allows you to be a part. We'll stop from time to time in our classes and give you the chance to talk and converse face to face. This is a personalized program, and we want you to be an active part of it. Anything else for the good of the group before we go tonight? We try not to keep you longer than necessary, because again, your first class is an hour tomorrow night. I appreciate you joining me. The question is how many hours a week can you spend on your clinical hours? Everybody's required to do 80 a semester. That works out to 1 hour a day on clinical. Now, you don't have to do one every day, but you got to get 5 a week, you know, for, what's that, 14 weeks. You got to get 5 a week in order to get, so it's about 1 hour a day of clinical activities. So, Dr. Bullis, what night of the week is Dr. Church meeting this week with the Masters people?
Wednesday nights at 7.
Yep, so Wednesday night for you 601 folks who are 601 Masters. And then add-on is always Tuesday night at 7. Always Tuesday night at 7 on the add-on. Wednesday night, Joe, y'all meet at 7? 7 o'clock on Wednesday night for add-on, for Masters. 7 o'clock Tuesday night for add-on. You know, get used to that. It's usually either Tuesday or Wednesday nights around 7 o'clock. And so, just like next semester for you add-on licensure folks with me, we'll meet on Wednesdays at 7 next semester. So it's kind of like, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We try to meet around 7 o'clock, give you time to get home from work, get the kids fed, you know, take a minute. We're trying to make this as convenient as possible. Now, when you get a little further in the program, some of your folks toward the end may move you up to 6 o'clock on Mondays. But that's usually student requests, other things going on because of coaching. And so Dr. Bullis runs the coaching sections for all of you 601 Masters. He'll have individual sessions. The sessions for add-on are standardized. They're always Thursday at 7. They don't meet every Thursday at 7. It's usually the first 4 and then every other week after that for coaching sessions.
Dr. Lamb, Dr. Hamilton answered the question. Our coaching sessions that we have are at 7 o'clock on Thursday. Now, for the first week, starting, well, whenever Dr. Bishop meets with us, that will be the only time we have something at 6 o'clock. But that is so that she will be able to meet and be through before we begin our class, or either our coaching session on Tuesday and Thursday. So,
yeah, and there's only 2 of those. Those are for everybody.
And you don't have to attend but one of them, because they're the same sessions both nights.
They're the same thing. So she's doing, Dr. Natalie Bishop from the library is doing 2 sessions on APA 7th edition. Now, some of you, like, you know, we got some folks who've already written their doctorate. If you wrote it back in the old days, actually, I wrote mine in Sanskrit on a tablet. But if you haven't done technical writing, professional writing in the last couple of years, you know that, I don't know if you know or not, but we've switched over to 7th edition APA now, which is a very, very big change from the first 6 editions. We now write in first person active rather than third person passive, as we have learned since the beginning of time. You know, Moses, when he brought the 10 Commandments, they were in third person passive. They're now in first person active. And so we've all had to go back and relearn. And to that end, we now have partnered with the library, and they, either the dean of the libraries or the associate dean, which is this semester, the associate dean, Dr. Bishop, will be providing an update workshop on APA 7th edition on how to write in first person active, as opposed to everything we've learned our whole lives, third person passive. And so it's worth your hour to spend learning that one. Again, she has small children, so she needs to do hers at 6. But the rest of us, we try to do it 7 because it's a lot more convenient. We understand.
Dr. Lamb, would you address the last 2 questions, please, that just came up?
Let me go to the chat and see what they were. The summer session for licensures, 10 weeks.
And the one before that, Jenna's question.
So COVID accommodations in your clinical handbook that you will receive later tonight. Dr. Robin Hamilton, who she is, she's top left on my screen. Last spring, as soon as COVID hit, Dr. Hamilton led the 601 faculty and other interested partisans going into how to get your clinical hours during COVID. So in our clinic, and we updated our clinical handbook. And so in the copy of the clinical handbook that you will receive probably tomorrow, once everybody's email is up and working, their Garden Web email, it has the accommodations for COVID. It has 2 lists. It has one list. If your school is in session and you're actually meeting face to face, here are the activities to get your hours. If your school is online only or rotates or whatever, here's the list of things that you do with that one. Dr. Hamilton's group put that together. And so you're good to go. So yes, we do have COVID accommodations to make sure that you can get your hours. They are in your clinical handbook. It states clearly, here are the things that you can do. We've already done that. So let me see. Kareem, you just got to do your coursework. You don't have to do any of your evidence work. And so Kareem asked, he's already completed the add-on. Peer review. No, Kareem, you don't have to do any of the peer reviewing. Nothing to do with evidences. What we offer the option for those of you who don't know, and I'm glad Kareem is with us tonight, that I was talking with earlier. Once you complete the add-on program, you can come back for the other 2 classes and get your second master's degree. If you do that, your portfolio is complete. You don't do anything but the coursework. You don't have to do anything else with task stream peer reviewing or any of that. And yes, Kareem, they do know that. We do accommodate those, and so you will be in your 602 class this semester. They will not expect you to do any of those things. You are excused from that. And so we have a good many folks who come back with us and do that second master's degree. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a plug as well. Let's see.
I told Masaru to make contact with you tomorrow, Dr. Lamb.
Okay. I think it's just a wrong letter issue. So we'll work with that. But for those of you in the add-on licensure program that don't have your doctorate yet, and you're thinking very much about the doctoral program as the next step, I have a deal for you tonight. What we started this past year, and it came about because of COVID, sometimes good things happen. What Gardner Webb is willing to do is you take 601 this spring, you take 601, 603 with me this summer. Again, that's 10 weeks rather than 16. And what we will do is when you enroll for, rather than 605 in the fall and finish up in the fall and get your certificate at Christmas time, what we will do, here's the deal we offer for you. We will enroll you, we'll get you started in our doctoral program, and you'll take your first course in that sequence in lieu of 605. So you get a free course, and you get into the doctoral program and get launched into it right away. And so you get your license at Christmas, you get your license, and you're already one semester into your doctoral program, which, by the way, is only a 2-year program at Gardner Webb. And they assign you a coach as well, a dissertation coach. And so you can write your dissertation concurrently with your hours. And so from right now, 1 year with us, 2 years with them, not the semester off, within 3 years, you can have your license and your doctorate at Gardner Webb, and save a boatload of money by not having to, knocking that 8 hours, well, not 8 hours off of our program that you take in their program. And that's, what's that? That's $4,500 right there off the top. And if that's not good enough, here's the next deal. If you live in Rutherford, Cleveland, Gaston, or Lincoln, I believe it is, Foothills Initiative discount on tuition, which is a pretty significant discount every semester, which by the end of all that makes it cheaper than going to a state college and much better program. So some of you might want to be thinking about that. You thought about the doctoral program, and you can continue as a teacher. Yes, you can continue. Even if you're still at the teacher level, you can get into the doctoral program. Question is, how do you make sure that happens? Is, well, first thing is make an A this semester. Yes, the doctoral program is for superintendent certification. That is correct. We have 2 options on the doctoral program now. We have curriculum and instruction, and we have school administration. And so you can go, yes, if you go school administration, that does lead to superintendent certification. If you go the C&I route, that leads to curriculum instruction certification. But yes, we do both programs. So the group that started last spring that's sitting in the same seats that you're sitting tonight, 18 of them accelerated into that. 14 and 4, 14 in school administration, 4 in curriculum instruction. That are now already, that just finished their licensure in Christmas, but are already a semester into their doctoral program, and are already getting dissertation coached. We've kind of married these 2 programs together now. It has been a really popular thing. And then the initiative for the Foothills, because of lack of administrators throughout the Western Piedmont and Foothills of North Carolina, the tuition reduction to help those folks, it's gotten really exciting in terms of the numbers going to that program. So, the question is, what can I do to get involved with this? Well, I will start recruiting you next semester when I have you in 603. And so the notion here is we only want the best and the brightest. So do a great job in this semester in the back of your mind, and then next semester I will begin to work with you on how we're going to go about getting you in that program for the fall. I will do that. I will start that later on this semester and we'll make the invitations to you folks. And so we'd love to have you in our doctoral program by the fall, and move this into that. We're doing this in lieu of an EDS program now. That has not turned out to be what folks want. They want add-on licensure into doctoral. And so by that demand, I had so many students asking, we've got that program approved. We got it approved this past year. And so we have our first group that just finished their first semester in that. And so we hope that you folks will be our second group if you're interested in your doctorate.
Dr. Lamb, just to relieve some of their anxieties, we have worked for 3 semesters very successfully with COVID. Every one of our students have successfully completed the work requirements. They've also completed their internship requirements. We will lead you, we will guide you through this process. So don't worry about it. That's why we come together on Tuesday nights and have our class. That's why we have some coaching sessions up front so that we can help you understand and get rid of all these anxieties. We're here to help you, as Dr. Lamb said, to be successful, and we have done it for 3 semesters with COVID, so we know how to help you.
Yeah, we won't have any problems if I could move some of these things out of the way here. So as I was referring to, and this will kind of close us out tonight, you'll get this handbook when you get your invitation to your first coaching session. You'll get this handbook, and it's our clinical handbook. And as Dr. Stedman and I said earlier, if your school's in session, here's what you will be. Here are the things that you can do. We have them divided into leadership opportunities, supervision, and technical knowledge. That's if your school is in session. That's how you fill out your 80 hours each semester. We also have a plan, again, for you. If you're during COVID, here are the things that you can do. Look at all the different things that you can do during COVID to get your hours. And again, we've been through 3 semesters of this already, very successful, getting our people through, getting their hours, getting their portfolios completed. This is, you know, the good and the bad for us was this was unplanned, and it happened in the middle of a semester. And so we had to adapt on the fly. But the good thing was, by the time the next semester rolled around and everybody was worried, we already knew what to do. So we had the second half of spring. We don't take new people in the summer. And so we had spring and summer to get everything, you know, get those folks through and get everything hammered out. So by the time that here you folks have shown up in the fall, we're old hands at this already. You know, excuse me, in the spring. We've done existing groups. We've brought in new groups. We've seen both sides of it. And so you're the, you know, this is the third, you know, we've already been through 3 semesters of this. So I'm not telling you it's easy, and I'm not telling you that COVID is not real. You know, folks my age, COVID is really real. And so, but we've made we've adjusted, adapted, and we've moved on. It's only a problem if you want it to be. We've adapted to the new normal. We've changed up our methods. We don't get to see people and have, you know, face-to-face classes, so we've moved on. And as many of you've had to as well in your professional and personal lives, just had to move on. So don't worry about that piece. That piece is good. We have people in place who can help you, who will help you, who want to help you. That's what we do. It's who we are. We don't have other jobs. You know, for those of us old retired people, this is what we do. This is what we work on every day. For the people who, like, for example, Dr. Hamilton, who have another job, this is their passion, their commitment. They are sitting principals. They're sitting administrators, a couple superintendents. This is what they do. Nobody is here for the money, trust me. Everybody's here because this is what we do as our passion, and we want that passion to extend to you. And our success is your success. And so if you'll stay with us, you'll make it. And you'll be well prepared, and you will be a marketable commodity when we get through. Anybody have anything else for the good of the group tonight? Times, they're so tough. I'm going to close with prayer tonight. I appreciate you all being with us. If you'll bow your heads and join me as I recite my favorite prayer from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Oh God, we thank thee for thy church founded upon thy word that challenges us to do more than to sing and pray, but to go out and work as though the very answer to our prayers depended upon us and not upon thee. Help us to realize that man was created to shine like the stars, and live on through all eternity. Keep us, we pray, in perfect peace. Help us to walk together, pray together, sing together, and live together until that day when all God's children, black, white, red, and yellow, will rejoice in one common band of humanity in the kingdom of our Lord and of our God, we pray. Amen. I'll see you all soon. Good night, everybody.
Good night.